Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Talk. I'm Oksana Lysevska, a partner at SL Partners and the chairman of ACCA Russian Network panel. Today, we'll be focusing on ethics. ACCA started celebrating Global Ethics Day in 2016 and has had Global Ethics Days every year since then. In 2020, Global Ethics Day will be held on 21st of October. Global Ethics Day is an annual international day dedicated to exploring the role of ethics in today's world. So why does ACCA support Global Ethics Day? ACCA supports Carnegie Council's aims to explore the role of ethics in a globalized world. With ethics at our heart, ACCA leads the accountancy profession, and ACCA members have the edge. Their lifelong commitment to ethical practice begins the moment they signed up to study ACCA qualification. Across their learning journey and into their careers as a member of ACCA. This makes ACCA members essential to business today and in the future, and especially in current environment. I'm delighted to welcome Matthew Wong as our speaker today. Matthew is a partner at PwC and the leader of PwC China's financial service tax practice. Matthew has over 30 years of extensive experience in accounting in Hong Kong and mainland China. Matthew is also a trusted tax advisor to many Fortune 500 financial service companies, international hedge funds, and private equity houses making investments into Asia and particularly China. Matthew served as ACCA counsel from 2017 to present days and dedicates a lot of his time to ACCA and ACCA members. Matthew, welcome. And let's start with the first question. What is ethics for you? It's over to you now.
Thank you, Osana. Thanks for your introduction. In my view, ethics is simply the principle for me to build trust with others. As you know, I am working in a Big Four accounting firm in China and leading the tax practice in financial service sectors. In my firm, ethics is seen to be the board guiding principle that govern our staff and partners to show responsive and responsible behavior in all areas and be accountable to the expectation to all the stakeholders, including our clients, our team, our market, and our community at large. These principles translates into a set of code of conduct to be observed by all the partners and staff in the firm over the global network.
Excellent answer. Thanks for that. And the second question would be, could you please share your story on one of the ethics cases you have had out of your broad work of personal experience? What was the ethical dilemma or issue you faced and how you managed to resolve it? It's always
well, as a global tax advisor, our firm set out a list of tax code of conducts to be adopted globally by our team and our networks. Well, my firm believes that it is a general principle that our client, that is the taxpayer, have the legal right to manage their tax affairs, provided that they act within the law. So our firms will only work with those clients which generally intends to comply with the legal and regulatory obligation in relation to tax. In other words, well, our first principles to avoid accepting a client that acts as a cowboy with a low standard of integrity and legitimacy. So that is the principle number one from our actual practice with respect to focusing on the ethical issue. Secondly, you would probably appreciate that tax laws often have a lot of gray areas subject to different interpretations. This issue is particularly serious in emerging markets like China. So our second principle with respect to the tax code of conduct or the tax ethical position is that it is open to our clients to take a position in their tax return which differ from the most commonly held interpretations in the market. But at a minimum, there is reasonable support in law, and most importantly, with proper disclosure the tax return. So that is the general guiding principle number 2 in dealing with ethical issues in preparing tax return with our clients. And thirdly, another ethical guidelines of our firm in terms of providing tax practice is that no tax practice should rely for its effectiveness on the tax authorities unable to identify the full facts. Our firm's tax advice should be based on the assumption that our client would make relevant disclosures on all the relevant facts to the tax authority to enable them to understand the case thoroughly. In other words, our tax planning should not be based on the non-disclosure of the key facts of the case, nor based on low detection risk. So the fourth point on our actual practice in the ethical positions on providing tax advice is that any tax advice should be given in the knowledge of actual facts and circumstances of the client concerned. We should not just assume that the client will have the right facts and circumstances to carry our tax plans. If we are not aware that the client has good economic substance to do a transactions, we should not give a tax advice in such a transaction without any economic substance, and it is just using for tax-driven motives. So that is another ethical guidelines in our firms to try to look at tax advisories. Now, obviously, finally, I would say that we need to look at the tax advice in a holistic approach. Our tax advice to the client should always involve discussion of wider risks involved. It should not only focus on the technical and the legal area of the tax aspect, but also deal with reputational and commercial risks. So that is the high level ethical guidelines provided in our firms in dealing with ethical issues in tax planning ideas. So I stop here.
Excellent, wonderful. Thank you very much, Matthew. It's been really interesting and fantastic to hear your story about ethics, and I'm sure that it's going to be very useful for our users to understand the depth of ethics problems and how they dealt in large companies such as PwC, which are highly respected in terms of audit, and it's a fantastic, excellent example that you just shared with us. And yeah, you're an outstanding advocate for ACCA members, and spend so much time helping members to grow from their to their professional levels. And I'm so happy to talk to you, and we'll be happy to see you one more time again in the future. Wishing you good luck, and thank you all for listening to our short talk, and goodbye. Thank you.